Hey everybody, and welcome back to It's Only Food with Chef John Politte. Today we're going to be showing you how to make minestrone soup. Cue the music. Alright, well thanks for watching. Like I said, we're going to be making minestrone soup. So let's drop down here and see what our ingredients are for this. We're going to start out with 5 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 yellow onion, 2 carrots, 2 celery stalks, 1/4 cup of tomato paste, 1 cup of zucchini, 1 cup of a russet potato, 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of oregano, half a tablespoon of thyme, half a tablespoon of basil, 1 can of diced tomatoes, a quart of chicken stock, 2 bay leaves, a little salt and pepper along the way, 1 cup of some small shell pasta, 1 15-ounce can of beans, drained, 2 cups of some chiffonade kale, and the juice of 1 lemon. You can find this recipe. It's a printable and shareable recipe. It's on my website. I got the link in the description box and in the first comment of this video. Alright, I have done all the prep and all the measuring and all that good stuff. We're going to take the operation over there to the stove and start working. I'll meet you over there. Alright, as we always do, we've got our mise en place right there where we're going to cook. I've got the utensils, I've got all of our ingredients, and I'm ready to start cooking. So let's focus on our pan right here. Alright, you want to turn your pan on to about a medium high heat. I'm going to put about half of this olive oil in there, and we'll let that get hot. Alright, so we've got our oil hot. Now I'm going to add our mirepoix of our carrots, onions, and celery. Right on in there. We'll put a big old pinch of salt and pepper in there, and we're going to stir that up. We are going to sweat these vegetables down. Now I do want to do a special shout out to a subscriber and a fan of the show. Her name's Rosetta Anthony, and she is from Juno Beach, Florida. Thanks a lot for watching and being a big fan. Rosetta, we love you. Take care of yourself. Alright, these have begun to sweat. I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit. I'm going to add our garlic in there, our thyme, our basil, our oregano. I'm going to stir that up a little bit. Then I'm going to add the tomato paste right in there. Now if you don't have tomato paste, ketchup will work. You just want to stir that tomato paste in there really good. Mix that up. You got all those herbs in there. What you're doing is you're building flavor, and this is the foundation with which it will all be built upon. So we want to got that all stirred in. I'm going to let that hit. I'm going to hit it with a little bit more salt and pepper. I'm just going to let this cook for a little bit and develop some flavor. Alright, that looks good. Scrape it off the bottom of the pan. It is so aromatic, I can't begin to explain how this smells. It is really good. Next thing we're going to do are 2 bay leaves, our diced tomatoes, our zucchini and potatoes. I want to add that these tomatoes or potatoes are raw, they're not cooked. Then we're going to add our chicken stock in here. I've got 2 cups here. Recipe calls for a quart, so I'm going to add 2 cups of water in here and let that start cooking. Then I'm going to make our chicken base over here with 2 more cups of water. There's our chicken base. Stir that up really well. Just want to bring this to a boil, then we're going to bring it to a simmer for about 20 minutes. So when it gets to a boil, we'll turn it down to a simmer and let it go for 20 minutes. Alright, we have got it simmered for about 20 minutes. Those potatoes are soft now. Softer than they were. They're not raw anymore. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add our pasta in there, our beans, and our kale. We're just going to stir this all up, and we're going to let this simmer. And what I want to do is I want to just keep an eye on it for when that pasta begins to soften up and get al dente, and then we'll finish that up. All right, a little more salt and pepper. All right, let it simmer some more. All right, the pasta is done. It's softened up. The kale is all dissolved in there a little bit. Now what we do now is the rest of that olive oil in there. More salt and pepper. Squeeze a lemon. Whoa. Stir that up. Now if you want to add more water to make it more soupy, you can do that. I would recommend a little more chicken stock in there, not just water. And then, but this is supposed to be like a stew consistency. It's kind of thick. It's going to thicken up even more as the macaroni expands, and it'll absorb more water. But just check yourself on it. Keep your eye on it. Whatever you want to do. If you want it thicker, it's thicker. We're going to plate this up with some music for you to enjoy. We'll come back and taste it. Got some beautiful shots there. Let's see what it tastes like. Get a little broth here first. Oh yeah. You can tell that we built flavors from the bottom up. It's very rich, very brothy, but rich, good texture. Got some potatoes and the vegetables there. Potatoes are cooked perfectly. Noodles are further along than al dente, which I like. The vegetables are all soft. Everything is just brought together so well. And I think that kale just kind of gets it all coming together. This is very good. Very good. Beautiful soup. We're going to have this for dinner tonight. So don't forget that recipe is down in the description box, the link to it, and also in the first comment. It'll send you right to a link where you can see it, print it off, and share it. So, thanks a lot for watching. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time. Right here. It's only food. Bye-bye.
These rappers don't listen. Well, let me show them something. You hear that beat bumping from the soul kitchen. Now what you fixing up? Good food, soul food, come and pick it up. These rappers don't listen. Well, let me show them something. You hear that beat bumping from the soul kitchen.